Do you have what it takes to beat the best? The trivia legend, Ken Jennings. The historian, Muffy Morocco. The chess wizard, Jonathan Corblaw. It's time for Mastermind. Here's your host, Brooke Burns.
Hello and welcome to Masterminds, a game of trivia, smarts, and strategy. Let's meet our challengers. He was president of the College Bowl team at Boston College, an avid rock climber who is getting married this year. Here's Matthew. Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's a father of two and an air traffic controller from Washington, D.C. Say hello to Dan. Welcome. And she's a data analyst who enjoys volunteering and speaks fluent Japanese. Wow, here's Sarah. Welcome, you guys. Welcome to Masterminds. Are you ready to play?
Yeah.
All right, let's jump right in. Hello, Masterminds.
Hi, bro.
How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah?
But even if I wasn't, even on a bad day, I'm still Ken Jennings.
I know, you're so good. it's really hard for these guys. But honestly, you always have a chance because you never know when you can catch them out, or any of them for that matter. Hopefully, it's tonight. Here's how we play. I'll ask you a series of trivia questions over 3 rounds of escalating difficulty. At the end of the game, the highest scoring challenger will face the highest scoring mastermind in the ultimate trivia showdown for $10,000. If a challenger wins, they will get to come back to compete again. And if a challenger wins 3 times, they will be crowned a mastermind and potentially take the place of one of our masterminds on the stage.
I wouldn't count on it. Like, don't start measuring the podium just yet.
In round 1, there are 7 subjects, each with a corresponding question. All challengers and masterminds will play. Correct answers are worth 100 points. Good luck, you guys. The first subject is fun. What game is officially played with an 8-holed plastic ball? Korfball, wiffle ball, or foosball? The correct answer is wiffle ball. Challengers, how'd we do? Yes! Great start. 100 points across the board for each of you. Masterminds, for you as well.
They call it wiffle ball because the ball produces a lot of strikes, which the creator called whiffs. Whiff right past the ball.
3 whiffs and you're out. The next subject is Egypt. The Great Pyramid at Giza, the largest of the 3, was built for which pharaoh? Khufu, Khafre, or Menkaure? The correct answer is Khufu. Challengers. All right, nicely done, Matthew. That's 100 points for you. How about you, masterminds? All right, 100 points across the board. Well done.
The Great Pyramid is about 4,500 years old. It's the only one of the 7 ancient wonders that is still standing.
They don't build them like that anymore.
They don't build them at all anymore.
At all.
Fair point.
Thank you, Muffy. The next subject is state capitals. Which U.S. state capital comes first alphabetically? The capital of Georgia, the capital of Texas, or the capital of New York? The correct answer is the capital of New York. Challengers, how'd we do? Yeah, 100 points across the board. Well done. Masterminds, same for you. The next subject is in the kitchen. While it can contain many ingredients, by definition, what is the primary food group featured on a charcuterie platter? Dairy, meat, or vegetable? The correct answer is meat. Challengers, yeah, 100 points again across the board. On a roll here, masterminds. Same for you, 100 points.
Charcuterie, it comes from the French word meaning cooked meat, so it's things like salamis and pepperonis and prosciuttos and such.
Tasty tidbit of knowledge. Thank you, Muffy. The next subject is celebrity. Frank Sinatra was known to have a tempestuous marriage to which of these actresses? Ava Gardner, Marilyn Monroe, or Elizabeth Taylor? Correct answer is Ava Gardner. Challengers, did we know this one? Ah, okay, Matthew did for 100 points. Well done. Masterminds? Yeah, 100 points across the board. What a love affair, huh?
They did have quite the tempestuous relationship. Ava Gardner and Frank Sinatra were married for 6 years. Ava often said that Frank Sinatra was the love of her life, and friends of Frank Sinatra said that he never got over her.
Thanks for the celebrity dish, Jonathan.
Hot goss. Next.
The next subject is succession. Which politician directly preceded Yuri Andropov as leader of the Soviet Union? Nikita Khrushchev, Konstantin Chernenko, or Leonid Brezhnev? The correct answer is Leonid Brezhnev. How'd we do, challengers? There we go. Matthew, well done. 100 points for you. Masterminds. Okay, Ken and Muffy, 100 points for the two of you.
Chernenko actually came after Andropov. And Brezhnev had those amazing eyebrows. Like, I still miss that guy.
You miss him?
I think I just have eyebrow envy because of these wispy little guys.
Probably. Okay. The last subject is tennis, which is the only Grand Slam tennis tournament that is played on a grass court. The US Open, the French Open, or Wimbledon? Correct answer is Wimbledon. Come on, challengers, how'd we do? Okay, there we go. Dan and Sarah now for this one, 100 points apiece. And masterminds? Great. Jonathan, Muffy, and Ken, 100 points for each of you.
The French is played on a clay court, and the US Open is on a hard court.
Well done. Thank you, Jonathan. That's it for round one. Wow, Matthew, you are in the lead with 600 points for our challengers. And wow, it's a perfect score for Muffy and Ken over here with 700 points apiece. Congratulations. When we return, the points get higher and the questions get more difficult as we get closer to determining who will play for $10,000. More Masterminds right after this. Welcome back to Masterminds. In this round, the first challenger and first mastermind to buzz in will get the chance to answer and build their score. There are 5 subjects, and correct answers are now worth 200 points. But wrong answers will cost you 200 points. At the end of this round, the challenger and the mastermind with the lowest scores will be eliminated. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's play. The first subject is aviation. Charles Lindbergh completed the first ever solo transatlantic flight after he flew from New York to what city? Muffy and Dan are the first to buzz in. Dan, what's your answer?
Paris.
Paris. Muffy?
Paris.
Paris is the correct answer for 200 points. Paris? Yes. Great job, Dan. 200 points added to your score, and 200 for you as well, Muffy.
His plane was famously the Spirit of St. Louis, and you can still see it today at the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C.
That's fly. The next subject is big business. Owned by Florida's Seminole tribe, what worldwide restaurant chain is known for its music memorabilia? Jonathan and Matthew, first to buzz in. Matthew?
Win with the Hard Rock Cafe.
Hard Rock Cafe. Jonathan?
I also went with Hard Rock Cafe.
All right. Is the correct answer the Hard Rock Cafe? Yep. 200 points for Matthew. Well done. 200 points for you as well, Jonathan.
The very first Hard Rock Cafe opened in London, actually, and there are now locations in over 70 countries.
Thank you, Jonathan. And the next subject is names. Icelandic law requires that all boys are given surnames ending in what 3 letters? Matthew and Muffy are the first to buzz in. Matthew, what's your answer?
Son.
Son. Muffy?
Son.
Son is the correct answer. Son. S-O-N, indeed. Matthew, another 200 points. You're on a roll. Congratulations. And Muffy, 200 for you as well.
So all the boys get their father's name with son at the end, and the girls get their father's name with daughter at the end, D-O-T-T-I-R.
Ah.
So you'd have a different last name than your parents.
Yes.
The next subject is medicine. Lasix and Microzide are examples of what class of drugs prescribed to remove excess fluid from the body? Dan and Ken are the first to buzz. Dan, what's your answer?
I said diuretics.
Diuretics. Ken, how about you?
I'm also a believer in diuretics.
Diuretics is the correct answer for 200 points. Diuretics. Yes. Good job, Dan. 200 points added to your score. And Ken, 200 for you as well.
If you've got like too much salt in your body, they can give you diuretics to flush it out.
Good to know. It is time for the final question of this round. The question is worth 400 points. This will determine who will be moving on to the next round. Here is your final subject. The subject is the heavens. Which constellation contains the Big Dipper? Ken and Dan are the first to buzz. Dan, what did you say?
I said Ursa Major.
Ursa Major. Ken?
The Great Bear, Ursa Major.
Ursa Major for 400 points is the correct answer. Ursa Major. Yeah. All right, Dan, another 400 points, which means that you and Matthew will be moving on to the next round. Congratulations. Sarah, thank you so much for being here. And for our masterminds, another 400 points for Ken. And it'll be Ken and Muffy moving on. See you next time, Jonathan. When we come back, it's Challenger versus Challenger and Mastermind versus Mastermind to determine who will compete in the ultimate trivia showdown for $10,000. More Masterminds after this. It all comes down to this. Which challenger will face the top mastermind for $10,000? We're about to find out. But first, let's get to know them a little better. So, Matthew, tell us when you're getting married.
I'm actually getting married later this year. My fiance and I, we both come from Italian backgrounds, and we've been practicing making different types of pasta.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fun.
So we've got the long strands, we've got the tubes, we're learning all the shapes.
So it's going to be a big Italian wedding.
Yes, a big Italian wedding.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Dan, tell us about your family.
Well, I'm married to Catherine, my wonderful wife, and we're raising 2 young children in San Diego, Alex and Evan. And we've been going to the beach a lot. We've taken up stand-up paddleboarding, and I am terrible, but she is much better than me.
It's kind of an interesting fact with the stand-up paddling that usually women have a little bit better of a time in the beginning just because of the center of balance.
Well, that's certainly true in our case.
Yeah. Do you put the boys on the front?
Yes, we do. Yeah, they love it.
They must love it as well. All right. Well, good luck, gentlemen. In this round, first the challengers and then the masterminds will face off in a timed trivia battle. The first question will be worth 500 points, and each question that follows will be worth an additional 100 points. This is truly anyone's game. Challengers, are you ready?
Yeah.
You bet.
Great. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock, and your time starts now. 500 points. Earth's geographic North Pole is located in what body of water? Dan.
The Arctic Circle.
Sorry, Matthew.
Arctic Ocean.
Correct. 600 points. What was the final battle of the American Revolution before the British surrender? Dan.
Yorktown.
Correct. 700 points. The formation of presence of a blood clot in the veins or arteries is known by what term? Dan.
Deep vein thrombosis.
Correct. 800 points. The name of Oregon's state tree honors what Scottish botanist? Matthew.
Muir.
No. Dan. Time. David Douglas. 900 points. Biotin is commonly referred to as which numbered B vitamin? Matthew.
B12.
Nope. Dan.
B8.
No, sorry, B7. 1,000 points. During Chinese New Year, it is traditional to give gifts of money in what color envelopes? Matthew.
Red.
Correct. 1,100 points. Mrs. Who, Mrs. Which, and Mrs. Whatsit are characters in what classic children's book? A Wrinkle in Time, but time's up. So we have a tie. Oh my goodness. 2,500 points apiece. So to break that tie, we're going to ask you another question. Hands on buzzers.
Okay.
And here we go.
Good luck.
This next question will determine our winner. In Texas Hold'em poker, the first 3 community cards dealt are called the what? Matthew.
The turn.
No, it's the flop, which means, Dan, you're going to be moving on. Matthew, you played a great game, though. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Now we will determine which mastermind you'll be facing. All right. You know how this works? 60 seconds on the clock. Get ready. Same rules apply. And your time starts now. 500 points. What 2-word Latin phrase describes the stiffening of the joints and muscles after someone dies? Ken.
Rigor mortis.
Correct. 600 points. Which Hollywood studio produced the first feature-length talkie film in 1927? Ken.
Warner Brothers.
Correct. 700 points. In his letters, Vincent van Gogh described the olive trees as a daytime partner to what other painting? Ken.
Starry Night.
Correct. 800 points. Upon his regime's defeat in the Chinese Civil War, Chiang Kai-shek was exiled to which island in 1949? Muffy.
Taiwan.
Correct. 900 points. Apithia was a priestess who served in what capacity for the god Apollo? Ken.
An oracle.
Correct. 1,000 points. John Kennedy Toole was posthumously awarded the 1981 Pulitzer Prize for what novel published 11 years after his death? Muffy.
A confederacy of dunces.
Correct. 1,100 points. Used to specify the amount of acidity or alkalinity in a solution. What does pH stand for? Muffy.
Potential hydrogen.
Correct. 1,200 points. The first person to describe pneumonia, Renee Laennec, is identified by... Get the question out! Oh my Muffies! All right, guys, you saw how this works. We have one more question to determine who will be tonight's top mastermind. And here it is. In an effort to compete with the iPad, Microsoft released what line of hybrid tablets in 2012? Muffy?
Smart tablet?
No, Surface! Oh, that means that Ken is moving on. So close, Muffy. Oh, man, that means that Dan and Ken will be going head-to-head in the ultimate trivia showdown. Can Dan win $10,000 and take one step closer to becoming a mastermind? Find out when we come back. Welcome back to Masterminds. Dan has won $1,000 and will now face the trivia legend Ken Jennings in the ultimate trivia showdown for $10,000. Here's how we play. This final round involves 5 questions. I'll read them one at a time, and Dan and Ken will write down their responses. Once they've locked in, I'll reveal the correct answers. If Dan gets the highest score, he will win $10,000. And there's more. With a win, Dan will return to compete again. And if he wins 2 more times, then he will be crowned a mastermind. Dan, if you win the money tonight, what will you do with it?
You know, I've really come to appreciate the value of education now that my son's in kindergarten. So we'd like to donate some of that money to his elementary school.
Oh, wow. That's a lovely gesture. You can't win now, Ken.
I know, I'm gonna feel awful.
All right, for the teachers, fingers crossed. It's now time to find out if Dan will win $10,000. Let's begin. Here's your first question. What car brand has 4 E's in its name and a 3-pointed star in its emblem? Dan, you said
Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes-Benz. Ken, what did you say?
Mercedes-Benz.
Mercedes-Benz. The correct answer is Mercedes-Benz, and it's 1-1. Well done. Here's your second question. In literature, what was the name of the princess in the Grimm brothers' version of Sleeping Beauty? Dan, you said
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda. Ken?
Aurora.
Aurora. The correct answer is Briar Rose. Tricky one. You would have known this maybe if the daughters instead of the boys, right? Yeah. But tricky, so it was the Grimm one. Score remains 1-1. Here's your third question. The remains of the man who discovered Pluto were aboard what spacecraft as it flew by the dwarf planet in 2015? All right, Dan, what did you say?
New Horizons.
New Horizons. Ken?
New Horizons.
New Horizons. The correct answer is New Horizons. Well done. It's 2-2. And here's your fourth question. Named for a Boer statesman, what is the administrative capital of South Africa? Dan, you said?
Pretoria.
Pretoria. Ken?
Bloemfontein.
Bloemfontein. And the correct answer is Pretoria. Really close, Dan, but we can't give it to you because what you wrote was Pretoria. So close. And the score remains 2-2. Now, Dan, if you get this next one right and Ken gets it wrong, you will win $10,000. And here is your final question. Despite being attacked before the games, Nancy Kerrigan won which medal in figure skating at the 1994 Olympics? All right, Dan?
I said gold.
You said gold. Ken?
Silver.
Silver. For $10,000, the correct answer is silver. Oh man, Dan, nice try. You still won $1,000. You played an incredible game. You went head-to-head with Ken and our trivia legend, of course. You're just too difficult to beat. Join us next time to see who can outsmart the best players in the world right here on Masterminds.